welcome to a mini-sode version of I Helped Make That. Now, on our show, we usually talk about movies or TV shows. But for this mini-sode, we're going to do something a little different, as instead of talking about a movie or a TV show, we are going to talk about an EP, as Davion Farris has a new EP out called Moved, and he is going to promote it on our show. Thank you for coming on, Davion.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Davion, tell me, what got you into the music industry in the first place?
Well, music is actually the family business. Really, my grandmother was the original singer songwriter. She made sure that that my uncles and my mother were trained in an instrument, and that of course that they sang. And so my mom and my mom and my uncles, they followed suit with me and my cousins, and they made sure that that myself, Davion, that Davion is me, obviously, myself, that my brother Sir and my brother Daniel, or D Smoke, we all make sure that we loved our craft and that we worked on our craft and took our talents as far as we could take them. But yeah, they definitely started our love for music, and we actually had our first record deal at the ages of 9, 10, and 11 with DreamWorks Records. And that's kind of where we initially dipped our toes in the into the pool, so to speak. And I remember right after high school, we built a studio out of our parents' garage in the backyard, and we started writing songs and making attempts to get them placed, and ended up working with amazing acts such as Tyrese, Trey Songz, Mary J. Blige, the Pussycat Dolls, Jill Scott, and really making a name for ourselves and making a push in that way.
Thank you so much for telling my viewers. So now tell me, what inspired you to create Moved?
I was inspired to create Moved because actually that's how I felt when I was first introduced to Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life when I was just 10 years old. I remember feeling like I understood what he was going through. I really feel like I really felt touched and moved by the stories and the experiences that he shared through his music. And I wanted to do the same thing. That really inspired me to want to be a singer songwriter. And when it came down time for me to work on this project and release my own music, I wanted to make sure that I was honest and vulnerable, because I feel like what I make is pure R&B. I call myself an R&B purist, and the tenets of that, so to speak, would be honesty, vulnerability, a high level of musicianship. And that's what I kept in mind when I decided that I was going to make Moved.
And what inspired you to become a pure R&B artist?
There are several acts who definitely pushed me in this direction. I would say number one being Stevie Wonder, 1A being Marvin Gaye. Then there's Donny Hathaway, who was a pillar in the R&B community and an amazing vocalist. And even in the gospel arena, Fred Hammond was one of those artists who pushed the envelope sonically, as far as what you can do, and the type of music and live elements that you can bring to the genre, and staying true to himself, and being different, and telling real life stories with real life experiences and applications. And those are the artists who I would say had the most influence on me. I mean, there's plenty more for sure. Boys to Men was a big influence. Drew Hill, you have 112. The list goes on.
Mm-hmm. And then tell me, what inspired you to create the song Tunnel Vision?
Well, Tunnel Vision was, again, an experience that I had gone through, in which I felt loved. I felt cared for. I felt understood. and in such a way that I almost felt a responsibility to give it back to the person that I was getting that from. And I felt it so strongly that, you know, for the time that we were together, there I couldn't see anybody else, I couldn't hear anybody else, I didn't want anybody else. And that really, is what tunnel vision is. The actual phrase tunnel vision is about focus. And that's something that I know that I'm not the only one that that has that kind of experience. So I decided to to write life. Which was actually one of the best pieces of advice I've ever been given as a songwriter and as a producer, as an artist, is that as long as you write life, you never run out of things to write about. So that's really what how tunnel vision came to be.
And I saw that the record label that signed you on, Hillman Grad Records, was founded by Lena Waithe. How are you able to make that connection?
Oh man, the connection to Human Grad and to Lena Waithe actually began with a good buddy of mine named by the name of Big Tank, who places music in various film and television programs, including Lena Waithe's The Shy and 20s, and a number of other shows. But I placed a song of mine called Make Love, which is actually also featured on the new EP. And I remember I mean, that got Lena's attention. And I remember Big Tank reached out to me and told me that she had called him asking, who is this song? Where the fuck did it come from? Get me in contact with this guy, because I wanted to see what's going on and see how I can become a part of his story, and how I can help push things forward. So about after that conversation with Big Tank, I would say about 2 weeks later is when Lena actually got the chance to call me, and we had a long conversation about the art, about who I am as a person, who I am as an artist, what I represent. And we found common ground in the respect that we have for music, for storytelling, for honesty and vulnerability. And a few short months later, we released our first single, which is entitled Sometimes. And we actually featured it first on the season finale. And the response that it got was just absolutely amazing. And yeah, I mean, we have she used the analogy from Berry Gordy that if she had a dollar for a song or a sandwich and she was hungry then she would buy my song over the sandwich every time. And that's just how much she believed in the art, and really believed in me as the artist. And so that's it's been an amazing experience. But that's how everything came about, really, is me deciding to bet on myself and submit my own art, and not for film and TV, and not just write random songs and throw them out there and hope that they stick.
Cool. So, saying that, besides Lena Waithe, are there any other non-musician celebrities that inspired you?
I mean, I would say that there are several other non-musician celebrities, I guess you could say, that inspire me. Tasha Smith is she was actually my acting coach for a while. But she's an amazing director, amazing actress, and she really helped me, to when I decided that I wanted to take a break from music and study acting. She helped tap into helped me tap into my vulnerability, the honesty, and helped me understand the value in being myself, and being completely honest, and being vulnerable, and the power that that it holds. And that is something that I definitely make sure to continue to pour into my art. So Tasha Smith is definitely one of those inspirations, for sure.
Okay, cool. So now tell me, after this EP, what do you plan to do next?
Hmm. Well, I'm already about 25 songs into the album, which will come out sometime in, I would say in the near future. But before that, I plan on getting on a couple tours. I have some things in the works that I can't announce yet, until the ink is dry. But we definitely are going to go out. I'm definitely going to go out on a couple tours this year. I have immediately I have the Essence Fest, or the Road to Essence Fest, July 4th in Los Angeles, and I have some cool stuff in the works. I'm working obviously with several different up and coming artists and acts. And again, I can't reveal it all, but know that there's a lot more music coming, and there will be a lot of live performances. There are a lot of live performances in the works, because I'm not just a studio singer or songwriter. I love to perform. I feel like my second home is the stage, and I'm looking forward to giving everybody a chance to see that I'm the complete package. I'm here to not just give you good music and good songs, but to give you a show.
All right. And one last question before we go. So, just could you maybe just give my listeners or viewers a bit of a taste of what it's like to, say, collaborate with other musicians and, get them to tour with you, get them to perform songs with you, write songs with you, etc.?
Sure, sure. I mean, I think what the cool thing about collaboration and reaching out to other artists is, first you have to know that there's value in what you do and what you bring to the table, and you have to have some kind of vision when it comes to, like, for example, creating music, creating songs in the studio. And it helps to have direction, but more importantly, it helps to understand yourself and have a level of self-awareness, that allows you to tell your own story from an authentic place. And that self-awareness will allow you to connect with other artists and connect with just people in general. And that type of authenticity will shine through your art. So I think self-awareness is one of the keys in creation and creating and understanding who it would be best to reach out to, and what kind of common ground you have, so that you could create something that not just resonates between you two, but will also, in turn resonate with your fans and your following.
Okay, well, I think that's all the time we have for now, but thank you so much for coming on to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Where can everyone reach you?
Well, you can find me on all platforms at I am Davion F. That's Instagram and Twitter. And I believe that's my TikTok as well, although I have to, do a little bit better at getting more posts out there. And
No.
and you can find my music under Davion Farris on every single streaming platform or platform for purchase, be that Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you search for your music, just search for Davion Farris and you'll find me.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Bye now.
All right.